To all our Sports Today family members. It's now after the glow of Super Sunday, we are now headed into the tough part of the week, which is Monday onwards, where India will be aiming to increase their medal count. Yesterday, it was Manu Bakar that managed to win a bronze medal in the 10-meter air pistol event. There were a lot of plaudits. You all have been seeing what is happening on social media, the trends, the past ridicule that Manu suffered, unfortunately. But then she kept the faith. She had good belief. She had overcome certain differences that she had with her coach, Jaspal Rana. But then now she is the fifth Indian to win an Olympic medal in shooting, but the first female to do it. It is truly a remarkable achievement that Manu Bakar achieved. But now, today, we move into yet another medals which might be in store for the Indian contingent. At 1 o'clock itself, you have got Ramita Jindal in the 10-meter air rifle women's event. Then at 3, you have Arjun Babuta in the 10-meter air rifle men's event also. Now, the chances of them winning a medal is kind of like, it's like a lottery. You reach the final, anything can happen. So, the final will follow a series. First series will have 5 shots, second series will have 5 shots, and then you will go into an elimination mode. 2 shots, 1 shot will be taken, and then the second shot will then be an elimination. So supposing Arjun Babuta is in fourth position, he will then fight it out for third and fourth at that point. So until you have a gold medal, silver medal winner, the shots will continue. So that is the way we are looking at this current situation. So in the 10-meter air rifle event, you have both the men and women shaping up today in what should hopefully be another addition in India's medal tally. But let me tell you straight from the outset, it is looking a bit difficult. Now, at this point, at 5:45 p.m. IST, you have got the men's recurve archery event. Now, the women yesterday had an epic meltdown with them absolutely being blown away by the Netherlands 6-0. So today the men have all the hopes in the world to ensure that they manage to do what the women couldn't do. They avoid South Korea in the final. At least until the final, they avoid South Korea. So there is a chance that you can get at least until the semi-finals and then go for the bronze medals shootout at least. But India in recurve archery, we have seen in the past that in crucial crunch situations, they just end up choking. And that is why at this point in time, the India men's archery team, all hopes are pinned on them. Anyway, in the team event, the women are out. The men, if they don't do well, they'll be out. And then you'll have to rely on individual matches, which are very, very difficult. So that is why this men's team event is very important for the sake of the Indian Olympic contingent at this point. So the 2 events that are there today, which could give you a medal, shooting and archery. Shooting in particular, the 10-meter air rifle, both men and women, plus the men's recurve team archery event. But on the other hand, there are some complications in badminton because Lakshya Sen, he will now be in a very tough situation at this point because Lakshya Sen, his game against Kevin Cordon of Guatemala has been deleted. Why? His opponent has withdrawn. He has suffered an elbow injury, and that is why, according to the rules, BWF rules in the Olympic states that whoever has withdrawn, that result is declared null and void. So actually, Lakshya Sen played, but his result is now declared null and void. He'll have to start from scratch all over again. If he doesn't do well in the other 2 games, he will get eliminated. So that is why it is not going to be an easy situation for Lakshya Sen. On the other hand, Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty's opponents, they have also withdrawn. So that is why Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy, Chirag Shetty, they are in a better position. They'll get 1 day of rest. And so that is why it's a good situation to be in for the doubles duo. Now, if you look at this particular thing, not race of the century, but it's Ariarne's grand show. This is the thing that is there. Yesterday was the race of the century, it was dubbed in swimming, in women's swimming. It featured Australia's swimming queen, Ariarne Titmus, US sensation Katie Ledecky, and Canada's star Summer McIntosh. All 3 of them legends in their own way, and that is why it is a fantastic, fantastic situation that you had. It was Ariarne Titmus who showed that the swimming world order is firmly in Australia's grasp and that is why they are really ensuring that it is a fantastic effort. It was truly a race. Just let us be very clear here. If Dinidi Desungu had managed to win the heats and qualified for the main, she would have had to be amongst these three. Summer McIntosh, Ariadne Titmus, and Katie Ledecky. Well, we all know that Dinidi Desungu didn't make it to the heats. She didn't finish in the top 16. So did Sri Hari Nataraj. That is why it was a good situation that perhaps it was not a good sign indeed. On the other hand, there is bad news for Rohan Bopanna and L. Balaji Ram. They lost to the likes of Gail Monfils and his partner, and that's why India, their tennis campaign is over. Bopanna, Balaji Ram are eliminated, and so is Sumit Nagal. So that's why it's bad news for India in tennis. On the other hand, in table tennis, it was a really heartbreaking effort for Harmeet Desai, because he also lost to a very high-ranked French player, by the way. So it is a big problem that you're facing at this point. As far as the other game is concerned, you are looking at a blockbuster between Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic. It is going to be perhaps the last meeting of these two legends that you've got, and it happens on the Olympic stage. Djokovic leads 30-29 in head-to-head encounters versus Rafa Nadal. So if he wins today, possibly with Nadal retiring at the end of the year, it is going to be the end of Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic's rivalry. It would be that Djokovic would have a 31-29 advantage, but if Nadal wins, their career would have ended even Steven. 30 all. It's not a tennis scoreline, it is that. So it is going to be a thunderous occasion. Novak Djokovic, not that popular. Rafael Nadal is considered the darling of Roland Garros. 14, if you look at 14 Roland Garros titles. So you're all set up for Novak Djokovic versus Rafael Nadal in round 2, the finale in their rivalry. That is how it is. So the Times of India, if I have to look at it, they have had a very, you may say, a proper headline at this point in time, because when Manu Bakar won, this was the headline that was given, and I'll just ensure that it is papers, I tell you nowadays. This is the thing. Manuscript. It is truly a very innovative headline that has been given at this point. So it is a fantastic efforts that's there. Rupak Devangan is saying, can't wait for King of Clay, People's Champion. Rafa Nadal was the great serve. Novak Djokovic, indeed. It's going to be a blockbuster. Develop it with a lot of comments. Just give one comment and just add into that. Why you have to give each and every comment? Nadal will win one-sided, and the crowd, Rupak Devangan is saying, the crowd will roar with Rafa chants. Develop it. Why did Sarabjot went from top 3 to top 10? Why Ella went from number 1 to number 10? Well, why are they losing it by a whisker? Develop it. All simple answer that I'm giving it, and I hope that you give your real name. Simply, shooting is a game of fine margins. It is a very tough sport to play. That is why always remember, if you are 1, you can suddenly be 10. It happens. That is how shooting is. The inner 10 margins are so fine that you do not know what you've scored. You need to hit the inner 10s as much as possible. So that's why Elavandil Vallarivan crashed out. I pointed out the 2 mistakes that she did yesterday. You can check that video out. I had also pointed out how Sarabjot, that inner 10 rule, missed out. He had hit 16 perfect inner 10s. His opponent had hit 17. He had done what he could do. That's why it is not a big situation that is there. And for all your other situations, develop it, please. Don't ask ridiculous questions. Said, please use your platform or Nikhila to ask questions from the corrupt archery federation. Change is required there. Well, changes are required in archery at this point, because what they did with their archery coach, Bang Boon Ki, the accreditation fiasco, all the other situations, it doesn't paint Indian archery in very good light at all. You need changes, but there is a bit of a hope. The likes of the Indian recurve archery team, the men's team in particular, have shown some promise in the archery World Cup stages. You have Bhajan Kaur at this point, who has done well. Ankita Bhagat crumbled under pressure, but in the women's team, you need a total overhaul. That's why it is going to be a fantastic. It's going to need an overhaul in the archery federation. Novak will win in straight sets. Sheikh Mujammil is saying maybe it could happen. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates. I'll be doing an explainer on why Lakshya Sen faces an uphill task. I'll also be bringing you the live updates of shooting as well. So don't go anywhere. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis. Tap that bell icon and help us get to 500K as quickly as possible.